Oh, well everybody, just when I think I'm getting ahead a little bit and straightening out the mess in the shop, things get out of control again. It's mid-March and I gotta get some of this stuff out of the way, but before I pack it away, I want to show what I ended up picking up. This is going to be a little flea market segment here. Hopefully it won't go too long. Alright, so the first buy I made was actually a couple of weeks ago. A local hot tub company store had gone out of business actually over a year ago now, but for various reasons they had still inventory in the store, and out of the blue 2 weeks ago the owner opened it up for what he called an impromptu yard sale, and he had a lot of stuff there from his construction business, as well as some inventory that was actually still left in the store from the hot tub business, and also even some things from his home. So I loaded up on spa chemicals. For those of you who are familiar with spa chemicals, you'll recognize the Leisure Time. That's a good brand name. And I got some stuff like the Spazaz salt for your hot tub, aromatic salts and stuff like that. And then he had like these floaty things. I mean, I got these for $1 a piece. Kids, we take these camping, and the kids use them on the ponds and the lakes on the campgrounds, and you know, they get a hole in something like that. It only cost me $1. Most of these come with a patch kit. Patch them once or twice and then throw them out. I took what he had left for, this is actually a used one, but I tested it already. It's a good used GFI. This is a 20 amp GFI. This goes on a cord end, and then this is how they come from Watkins, the spa manufacturer. They come with the cord, or at least they used to. They come with the cord and cord end right on it. And these are actually pretty expensive to buy, so I got a really good deal on these. I took all of those off his hands. I actually grabbed all of these thinking that there was no light down in the basement there where he had all this stuff stored. So I actually took a quick look and thought these were GFIs, and based on the weight, thought they were GFIs. These are actually the weather-resistant enclosures. So I just took one of these out just to show you. And basically what this is this is an outlet with a seal on the back and a plastic box housing by Leviton. And what that's for is, if you've got this plugged in on the outside of your house to power your 120 volt hot tub, this would get damaged eventually by water getting in there, or since it's a GFI, it might trip, give you problems. So the idea is you want this in an enclosure. So what this does is this lets you take off the regular wall outlet and put this in its place, and now you've got this weather-tight clear Lexan enclosure. So these are a little pricey also. I got these for a song, so those will be good eBay items. I grabbed all the ozone generators he had. This was an open box one, but it looks like it was never used, and I tested it and it's testing good. This one's still sealed, so I don't believe I'm going to have a problem with that. There was a third one that was completely bad. It was actually one that he had removed and was probably supposed to go back as a defective part type of return or something. So I only paid $5 a piece for those, so those were a steal, even though one of them was junk. But I really made out well with these chemicals. This is something we just tried, wife and I just tried last week in the spa. This is a Velvet Touch Spa Moisturizer. You add this to the spa water, it gives it a nice scent, but it also helps alleviate the dryness that you sometimes get from the chemicals in the hot tub. And actually seems to work pretty well. I got a few bottles of that. I got some of these sanitizing mineral cartridges. These normally retail for $30 to $40 in the spa store. I got those for probably most of this stuff I got for about $5 a piece. Like spa chemicals, filter cleaner, pH balance, pH reserve, test strips. Any of you guys who own hot tubs and buy these chemicals regularly know that that's a really good deal. Even these starter kits are notoriously a little secret of the industry, notoriously a ripoff. When you buy a new hot tub and you don't know anything about spa care, they sell you these starter kits, and what it's got is it's got a little bit of some of the basic starting chemicals and then you run out of it fairly quickly, and then you have to go back and of course buy the big bottles. But I got that for, you know, it's funny, this is $70. That store was a little higher priced than some of the other stores, but I think even in the larger spa stores they still get like $50 for that kit, or sometimes they'll include it, and you know, if you buy a spa they'll include a free one, and you know, make it like they're giving you something worth $50. But you know, I think I paid like $5 for that, and I'm basically gonna just break it open and steal the chlorine out of it. You know, this is just a cord, but I noticed I had a pretty good plug on the end of it. So that actually I could end up using that on something, and I might even use it on one of the other things I grabbed. You know, I didn't see a lot of the tools that I would be interested in there. He had a lot of heavier construction type tools there, but I spotted this grinder. It's a good sized grinder, and you know, I had been thinking I might want a larger grinder, and I looked at the cord on it. I couldn't believe how bad the cord was, and it was funny because he saw me pick it up, and he said, you know, believe it or not, he said, that thing still works. And I said, oh, I believe it. But I said, with the cord being so bad and everything, what are you going to get for it? And he said, $5. So I said, sold. I'll take the time to put a cord on that thing and have myself a grinder. Now, I thought this was AEG when I first bought it, when I first looked at it. But now that I look at, yeah, it is. It's AEG. Now, for those of you who don't know, at first glance, AEG might sound like a cheap piece of junk, like you might get from a Harbor Freight type thing, or you know, one of those. But AEG is actually, if I'm not mistaken, this is a German. This is made in Germany. This company is a German company. I thought they might have been like an industrial division of Panasonic. I might be wrong on that. I don't know. But anyways, I had an AEG screw gun that worked really well, and so I guess the point I'm laboring to make is that I don't believe that AEG is a junk tool. I think it's actually a pretty good tool. Now, as for this particular one, well, it's dirty as heck. The cord, as we can see, is shot. This is broken, but I can live with that. Of course, that's a little... If I fire it up with that on there, it'll probably go flying off. Well, let's find out. Alright, camera back on the tripod so we can get in on the action here live. Alright, I'm looking at this wire coming out right where it comes out here. The neutral wire is completely, the copper is completely exposed. The ground wire and the black, the hot lead, look like they might still have some insulation on it, so there's a chance that I might be able to actually plug this in without it blowing the circuit breaker. This outlet overhead is the outlet that all my lights are on down here, so bear with me, because if it trips the breaker, we'll be plunged into darkness and I'll have to stumble over to the circuit panel. Good news is it's daylight outside today, so well, that didn't blow. If it did trip, I'd be able to get enough light coming in from the basement window over there to see what I'm doing. Now, let's see. If I fire this up this way and this thing disintegrates, it might send shards into my leg. Let me, you know what? I might have the tool that fits this. Well, this is the type of tool that should be used in there, but this is the wrong size. The spacing's not right on these pins, so unfortunately that's not going to do it for me. Hey, the wrench that came with my Hitachi angle grinder fits. That's nice. Alright, let's see. Already hearing that squeaking and thinking, that doesn't bode well. Probably hasn't been lubricated in Need me a spanner. Big sucker. Ho ho ho. Stinker. Wasn't even that tight. This is interesting. If you take this adapter off, there's another place to put a wrench on, suggesting to me that this can take more than one size of... Oh, you know what? I bet you this is to hold it when you're spinning on like a wire, a cup wire brush. And then this is the adapter for when you want to use it for grinding discs. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Oh, that poor thing. Don't sound too good. Wrong one, dummy. I guess that's just stays on there loose. Okay. Boy, that's so squeaky, I might want earplugs. I'll just do it real quick and see what happens. No, that don't sound bad. It squeaks a little bit when you turn it like that, but actually when you run it, there's nothing wrong with that. Clean that up, put a new cord on it. Oh yeah, I love that for $5. Oh, okay. So I was trying to go in order of when I bought this stuff, and I already fouled up. Not that it makes much difference, but actually previous to this sale that I just went to and bought that grinder from, I had hit the yard sales and I hit the used tool store again. And not a lot of pickings here, but I'll go through them. And then also I had a while back I had hit one of the flea markets, and the one and only item I bought was a tap handle, a big one. Then I went to that flea market again, and I picked up just a few little things. This was just a big block of steel with a pin on it, and I just thought that'd be a nice handy little thing to have on the bench or maybe near the press. He had a couple bucks on it, but I think I got it for $1. It's a heavy little thing. I'm sure I'll find a good use for that. I got one reamer, and it's in excellent condition. I'm always surprised when I find these reamers and they're not all chewed up, because half the time when I find them they're in a box bouncing around with a bunch of other stuff. Then there was this chuck on this dowel, and first I didn't pay it much mind. I don't even remember exactly where I got this, but this is actually a Jacobs number 1B chuck on here. And then it's on this this mandrel or whatever, and I thought, hey, you know what? That'd be kind of handy. I probably got an R8 collet that'll fit that. So if I want to use small drill bits on the Wells Index, that might come in handy for that. Again, I'm sure I paid real cheap for that, a couple bucks maybe. This piece of steel, I don't know what this is. I thought if nothing else, it's a piece of stock. But this was clearly made by somebody for some purpose. It's marked one half, and then on this end it's marked low, and on this end it's marked high. So I think this would be some kind of a gauge. Some kind of a gauge block or something for setup or for comparison work. I don't know. So anywho, let's see what the story is behind this. I don't even know why I bothered. You can clearly see that's not ½ inch. It's not 500 thousandths. So I don't know what the deal is with this. Oh, okay. So this end's narrower than this end. Sure looks like it's 50 thousandths. difference between the low and the high. 1/2. There must be some kind of maybe trigonometric thing that I'm missing here that would tell me what this thing actually is good for. What I can tell you is that it rises 50 thousandths over a length of, let's see if this length is exact. It's just a hair over 6 inches. So from the low to the high, it goes up 50 thousandths over 6 inches. So if anybody knows what sense it would make to have made something to do that, please let me know. Otherwise it's just going to get, I don't know, tossed over in the scrap pile and milled into something else at a later date. And I got this blade. This is a genuine steel brush cutting blade that will fit my what is it, my FS70 I think is my model. Well, anyways, it'll fit my trimmer. I think I paid $2 for this. Price on here, hey, Ahern Equipment, I've bought from them. $16.44, and I think that's an old price. I think these are now like $20 or more. But anyways, got that for a couple bucks. That was a steal. Then on to the used tool store. The used tool store, it's hit or miss. A while back, I showed you guys a little Kennedy machinist toolbox I bought there. It's kind of beat up looking and ugly looking. I mean, I got that thing for like $20, and there were even some drill bits in it. He got in some machinist stuff, and I didn't realize it. You can't tell him you're looking for stuff and expect him to call you. It's first come first serve, and it's in the city. It's over 20 minutes away, so I can't go there all the time. So by the time I got there, I had found out that he had already sold off some of the stuff he had brought in with this estate. He still had the machinist toolbox there, and another Kennedy, kind of like one I've already got. Not much better really than the one that I got off of him for about $20, and I think he wanted $60 for it. And I said, yeah, you know what? I'm at the point now where, yeah, I'll buy more Kennedy boxes, but only if I'm stealing them. Or getting them for a steal would be a better term. I don't go into people's houses and steal stuff, okay? Anyways, I was looking through the box and I saw this this V block, no maker on it anywhere, but it seemed like a pretty nice one. Unfortunately, none of the clamps were with it. So this is something that probably at the yard sale or flea market or stuff like that, I would probably only give a couple bucks for. But because it's the tool store, he wanted $5 for that. So that's weird. My shop lights just flickered twice and there was a clicking noise over there somewhere. Of course, now that I shut the radio off and go over there to investigate what that was all about, it stopped. But my shop lights flickered and I heard a very distinctive click in the vicinity of my circuit breaker panel over there. And then about within 30 seconds after that, there was a second one. Did it 2 or 3 times actually. It's stopped now. Have no idea what that was. Although it is extremely windy out today. A lot of strong gusts and a lot of tree limbs getting knocked down here and there. I wouldn't be surprised at all if that was a power surge. I think somewhere in the power grid some tree limbs came down and knocked some lines together that weren't supposed to touch each other. But the power didn't go out, so that's good. Well, anyways, getting back to what I was saying here. So I got this for $5. Then I pulled these out of the box and I looked at them and I surmised that these are actually adjustable feet, I believe, for a lathe, because they're kind of well made. Got these swivel feet on the bottom, there was 2 of these in there and only 1 of these. So unfortunately, who knows where the other ones were. I'm assuming they probably came in a set of 4. So I asked him what he wanted for these, and he asked me what they were. And it was kind of like one of these deals. He didn't know what they were, so I said, well, I'll tell you what I think they are. And I told him my guess in that. And he said, yeah. And he said, well, he said I could take them. So he actually threw these in. Now, if I can identify a manufacturer on these, I might be able to actually buy more of the same, end up with a match set. I don't know. Might not even be worth doing anything with. This is an awfully shallow, a thin-walled head on this thing too. Almost like that could go in a, I don't know. Alright, I'm not sure. But I got them for free. The block was what I really wanted. And, you know, $5 is okay for that, I think. Even though it looks like it's shop made because there's no markings on it whatsoever that I could see.